Okay, so this is going to be a quick intro into how to first set up Qrucible. When you first get it, it's going to be, well, obviously you're not going to have a configuration file. So we're starting from ground zero. So let's, you can see here, you can pick from, whatever game you want to be using Qrucible on, but let's just start with classic Quake for now. When you go in and you don't have a config file, it takes you right to the settings tab. And from here, we just need to give it some basic information. First thing is, where are the compilers you want to use? Where is the game and your maps folder? And the system temp thing down here. You can leave this alone if you want to. The program will figure it out for you. That's where all the compiling work takes place. But let me pop this open and give it the location of QBSP. So if you pick one of these QBSP tools, it takes a swing and says, okay, Viz and Light are probably in the same location. If they're not, you could just override those. Next up, it just wants to know where the Quake folder is. So I have that bookmarked here. And then it wants to know where my maps folder is, where my actual work files are. And those are in here. And that's it. Now you're done setting up Qrucible. So with that, we're going to head back to the compile tab and talk about that for a second. So once you've got those directories sorted out, these controls kind of fill themselves in. So this shows you all the EXEs that I can find in that folder. So you can pick your game engine. We'll go with Iron Whale, I guess. And choose the mod that you want to be developing your map for. I have too much installed, obviously. But you want to use vanilla, just pick id1. And then the map drop down is which map you're going to actually be compiling on with. So this shows you all the maps that are in that map folder. So we'll pick my my Retro Jam 4 map. So this is almost everything you have to do, but one extra step is you're going to have to set up some presets. If I try to build right now, it tells me there's no presets and I need one. So let's make one. Now, presets are basically just quick little, they're lists of commands. So I'll call that one dirt debug, and then I'll add commands in here. Now, if you words in brackets are keywords, there's BSP, Viz, and Light. It's pretty straightforward. So you tell it what stage you want to use and then what flags you want to use. That's fine for BSP. If I enter Viz fast just because I want that, and then I could throw in a Light with a dirt debug flag. Now, if I come back to the compile tab, that preset has been filled in here. So this is where you would set up all your different preset commands for your fast build, your final build. You might have some custom builds in here for retro jams or whatever you want to do. So once all of that is set up, you can then, let me resize this window just a little bit. You can hit the build key and just watch it go. Right. So this is taking the output from the tools and putting them into the window. And it tries to do a little syntax highlighting. Your warnings are in yellow and you get some red if there's errors and that kind of stuff. But this just shows you each stage. And you saw the progress bar running down there at the bottom. So once it gets done, you can either just hit the run button up here or Control R, like it says. Or if you turn on auto when you build, it'll just automatically run the map. And that is pretty much all there is to the general operation of this thing. It's basically the same setup for Quake 2 and 3. So if I jump back to the main menu and go into Quake 2, same thing. I got thrown into this screen. I fill this in and I'm ready to go. Quake 3 is a little different in that it's got the general compilers here, but it also has a spot for BSPC. Granted, I'm not super familiar with Quake 3 editing, but I know that this is something you can do for bots, I think, setting up bot networks. We'll talk about plugins in the next video, but I just wanted to show you a quick way to get set up and get started with Qrucible.